Hey now, how is everybody doing? Today, on this time with Tanya, I've been walking through a little bit of reflection, and I'm wondering if any of it resonates with you. Because we don't often pay enough attention until something happens in our lives that reminds us of how fleeting life really is. I don't know how many of you know, but the gospel artist Mandisa passed away yesterday. And with her passing, it was just compounding another thing that I've been sitting in reflection over. Earlier this year, you all know that my aunt passed, which put me into a reflective moment of paying attention to what am I doing with the rest of the year. And we have just closed out the first quarter of this year. See, time is not a respect of persons. It doesn't matter who you are, how you function. The equalizer to us all is time. And none of us know how much of it we have. And because of that, we really need to start maximizing the use of it so that when we're gone, the one thing that all of us will walk into. When you are no longer here, what will be said about you? What will be thought about you? Will you have lived out your purpose? You see, I've been walking through a thought process a whole lot more, paying attention to, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing on the earth? My aunt shared with me often that all I'm responsible for doing is my part. I don't have control over how people think. I don't have control over how people feel. I have no control over any of those elements. My part is all I have responsibility for. And in my part sits my purpose. There's a few people I've heard that some of my clients, I have sessions with them about finding your purpose, discovering your purpose. We spend a lifetime, some trying to figure it out. But I want to challenge you to think. It doesn't take a lifetime to figure it out, but it does require you to pause. I've often shared it's in the pause that we get lost. It's in the pause that we malfunction. It's in the pause that we can also reset, restart, and begin again. I have been in a moment of pause because if you look at it from a business perspective, my first quarter was shot. Did not accomplish many of the goals that I intended. But that does not mean that I cannot reassess, restart, because in the pause, I am clear that the rest of the year, whether I meet the previous metrics that I designed, I will function in excellence in this moment. That's all this asks of any of us. We put too much pressure on ourselves trying to do everything, function in all capacities, and be everything to everybody. You can't. You're not built for that. But here's one thing that you are built for. You are someone's answered prayer. When it was told to me, it's difficult to believe. You were born into the earth to pour out some element. And when people find their purpose, that's what they decide. Oh, that's what I'm here for. Each and every one of us are here to do that thing, that one thing. So that when you are no longer present, the legacy that you leave is the purpose that you are here to give. So I want to share with you some pieces that I share with my clients. It's also pieces that I have had to go back through. Because there are times, even if you're clear about some part of your world where this is my purpose, as you live a little bit longer, do a little bit more, and find those pivotal moments that give you pause. Like the passing of someone younger than you. I'm not that much older than Mandisa. My aunt's passing, yes, she was older than me, but her passing still wasn't something that, you know, expected. She's vibrant, she's full of life, bunch of things. But it still gives you a moment to pause. So in my pause, I went back to assess, am I still functioning in purpose, on purpose, for purpose, the way that I have been designed? Here's one thing that you can do to get clear about your purpose. I tell my clients, write out on a sheet of paper. I want you to do it too. And if you want to take the time now to go get a sheet of paper, do so. So that by the time we end, you have these things in mind. Write down what your gifts are. Each and every one of us was born into the world with a special gift. If you believe in the God I serve, I have a firm belief that if you let Jesus join you on the journey, he'll give you insight about who you are at the core of your being, because that is your first point of contact to start. Write out what you do well because God gave you a gift, that thing that you just do without thinking about it. People come to you and ask you to support them in it, and you're like, why can't you just do this for yourself? Because it's not their gift, it's yours. So write out what people ask you to do for them. Write out that thing that you do well. Write out the thing you have no second guessing about how to do. It just rolls off because it's automatic. That is your gift. And for some of us, you may have created a talent that goes with supporting your gift. For instance, I'm clear that I'm gifted in administration. My natural, logical, analytical mind thinks in process. I develop strategies. It's what I naturally do. Putting things in place in proper order is part of my gifting. But my talent, my talent was grown in getting certified to teach, share, and show how others can do what I do, but speak to them in a more effective manner. That was a talent that I married with my gift. And it's in that gifting that I get elements of who I am because it's part of my purpose. Here's the second part to share about your purpose. Another list, yeah. Another list are your experiences. What have you walked through? And I mean, when you write this down, write down all of the things that you walked through, the chaotic parts of your life that you did not want to experience. There was something in there. It was a part of that experience that was tied to your purpose. And it is in there that you got the chance to hone it, realize it, or begin to start seeing how you can function through it. So write down your experiences. What is it? For me, you all are aware. The divorce wasn't something that I wanted, wasn't something that I anticipated. None of us really walked through anticipating that. But that experience has given me this opportunity to mirror my gift of strategy to provide divorce strategies for those that I encounter because I've lived it, I understand it, and I'm clear about some of the things that I needed to get me to a better direction. So, what are your experiences? What is it that you have walked through that you're like, this is how I got out of it? That thing right there, yeah, that's part of getting clarity about your purpose. Here's the third piece, your passion. Oh, yeah, we forget. You are passionate about something that somebody else doesn't care about at all. There's a reason I speak to divorcees. There's a reason I talk to those individuals that are struggling in the middle of chaos. There's a reason, because I'm passionate about not seeing anybody else walk over the landmines I have already crossed. So if some part of my life can be a support system for you, so you don't have to stand in the middle of the chaos one day longer. That's why every podcast has one strategy. That's why every teaching moment is a moment to give the lessons that I've learned. That's why when I show up, there are moments that some people will say, Tanya, you're doing too much. It may be too much for you because it's not your passion. So, what are you passionate about? Where your gifts, skills, and talents marry your experiences and passion, your purpose can be found. So, take the time. List it out. I walk through this in a more detailed way of evaluating it with my clients. And if you are interested in joining any of those sessions, comment below. I want to join. And when I have the next moment, I'll invite you in. But I want you to use this moment in time to discover your purpose so that you can live the life that you are meant to live, because time is fleeting and you have no idea how much you have left. So today, this day, the thought process about the this day moment I am filled with that because of Jesus joining me on the journey. And if you have a belief in a being greater than yourself, you'll get insight about how to move through this thing called life. You'll get strength where you didn't even know you had the strength to press through. It is in the pressing that I learned with Jesus when he gave what is typically called the Lord's Prayer. Yeah. The Lord's Prayer is not really the Lord's Prayer. Jesus did that a little later on. But what people often designate as the Lord's Prayer is Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory. Amen. That is a template that will support you getting through the chaos and all the issues that you may encounter in life. It's a great template. And it is there that I have gone back to hone in what I had to do to give me clarity about my process because I know who I'm looking to, our Father. I'm clear that I don't need to look too far to get the understanding this day. But I'm also clear, and I want you to know that when you take the time to discover who you are, the core of your being, there is an enemy. There'll be something, some chaotic moment. Some call it enemy, some just call it chaos. But whatever it is, when you choose to do different, function different, and have your world operate on a different level, chaos will show up. That is why I'm so grateful that that template also lets me know that the way to get through that is forgive us our debts as we forgive those that were indebted to us as well. Somebody somewhere needs your compassion. And when you pour out the compassion in the middle of the mess, there's no sin in that. And you'll be led away from that element. And there's no trespassing that will take place. There's a whole separate conversation that goes a lot deeper, but it is there that I was reminded that my purpose is to help others in their relational being, because we're in relationship with everything around us. And as I get more clarity about my relationships and who I am, I can build a better relationship with you. And having a relationship with a being greater than ourselves will help us. That's the clue. And you will be fine. And it's okay. If you find that you're still struggling, you don't have to do it alone. Feel free to reach out to me. You can go to my website, tanyaehood.com, click under the contact tab. There's schedule some time so that we can walk through a little bit elements about how to experience what your purpose is. But for today, maximize the time that you have. Create the legacy that you desire so that if and when those moments where you're like, I want to make certain I'm clear about my purpose, you have it. Hoping that it supported you. Looking forward to seeing you guys on the next Time with Tanya. In the meantime, this is Tanya E. Hood walking in my purpose, and I want you to do the same.